Central. I'm Adam Hammond, and in today's Fox Focus segment, Houston County District Attorney Jason Ashford is joining us. Jason, thank you so much for coming in today.
Glad to be here.
Appreciate it. And you're the district attorney, so for those watching who maybe aren't that familiar with what that means, what do you do?
District attorney is the head prosecutor for Houston County. For felonies, we focus primarily on felonies and misdemeanors associated with felonies. We have 10 attorneys in our office. They all specialize in various aspects of felony prosecution, drugs, post-conviction. I handle most of the serious crimes along with my chief assistant, George Hartwig.
And as far as the structure goes, you have assistant district attorneys. Right. So do each of them specialize in a certain area of the law? They
do. I have a chief assistant, and then I have two senior assistants who each specialize in their own areas and divisions. There's one that is primarily in charge of the special victims unit. That's David Cook. And then we have another one that's going to be starting in July. She's coming back to the fold a little bit. And then we have several other regular assistant district attorneys that focus on drugs. We have two prosecutors for drugs. We have two prosecutors for thefts, and two prosecutors in the special victims unit.
And which area would you say sees the most traffic in your office?
Drugs is a major problem, but drugs and thefts are the primary categories of crime. I handle murders, serious violent crimes, and sometimes just random people that continually go through our system over and over again. When I see them more than 2 or 3 times, they're going to get extra special customer service.
And we've seen a rise in the PSAs on our network, particularly about meth and other drug use. Have you seen a change in that over the years?
Drug use is a huge problem. Methamphetamines is absolutely huge. I'm taking part in a meth summit in later on this month and later on in June, and it's absolutely an epidemic. And we're hoping that with additional counseling, with additional treatment, that we can try to stem the tide a little bit.
And what changes do you think need to be made, maybe as far as education goes, so that it doesn't come to your office, all these drug cases?
Well, people just need to understand, I think children especially need to understand, one thing that shocked me is governments determine how many prisons to build based on the achievements of 3rd graders. They look at a school system and find out what are the achievement scores in the 3rd grade classrooms and decide how many prison beds they're going to need in the future. That's an astounding statistic, and it's one that I think speaks volumes of what needs to be done in our schools to try to address the problem before it comes to us. We deal with the problem on the back end, and that's dealing with the problem on the front end.
Does your office work with the school system to prevent anything like that?
We do. We've worked with every school superintendent, and Robin Hines, the new Houston County school superintendent, has my cell phone, and we have each other's cell phones, and so we definitely are committed to improving Houston County and dealing with those kinds of issues on the front end as much as we can.
And Jason, you've been with the District Attorney's Office in Houston County for about 10 years. You've been DA since March now. What changes have you seen within the office as far as progress goes in Houston County?
Well, I'm running for Houston County State Court Judge. That's going to take place in November. We have another individual in our office, David Cook, who's running for Bibb County DA, and then George Hartwig, my chief assistant, is running for Houston County DA. So obviously there's going to be some turnover in the office potentially, but I'm convinced that we're still going to have good folks, and prosecution will continue on.
And why do you want to be state judge?
Well, state court judge needs somebody that's going to be a hard worker, that's going to deal with the backlog that exists right now. I'm really excited about all the support that I've had so far. The judge that's in there right now is retiring, and we've got a Facebook page now that's got almost 300 people, and people are going to the voteashford.com website, and it's really pretty exciting. I think the important thing is that it's a very ego-driven process running for office, and I think people need to understand that it's not about me. It's trying to make Houston County a better place.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Jason.
Thanks so much.
We appreciate it, and best of luck to you.
All right. Appreciate it.
And coming up in